We've just finished recording the Beyond 23 podcast, which is Michael's podcast, and what a blast it was. But I can't not help take the opportunity of asking him two questions because, if anyone listens to the podcast, you will get to know. But two things that Michael said, one on Virat Kohli and one on Jasprit Bumrah, stood out for me, and that's why I requested him for a bit more time to talk at length about these two questions. The debate that is raging in India at the moment on Virat Kohli is, should he continue in Test match cricket or retire, or should he be dropped? You said on the podcast that you want to see him continue, if he wants to, that is, and there is no question that you would have dropped somebody like a Virat Kohli. You want to see him in England. Your thoughts?
No, definitely. If Virat wants to keep playing, he keeps playing. He's a once-in-a-generation player. He's still got plenty of runs to offer. He's still a great batsman. In my opinion, you guys go to England for a 5-test match series. If you're to win that series, Virat Kohli has to be the leading run scorer. He's still a great player. He made 100 in the first test match in the second innings. He's still got that hunger. You can see when he gets out how disappointed he is. You can see him go to training every day and bat in the nets. This guy has plenty of runs still left in him.
But how does he solve this problem of outside the off stump? That's the question, because he's making that same mistake over and over again.
Yeah, well, we all get out some way, right? To me, I think there's a lot of talk about Virat needs to leave the ball. I don't think he needs to leave that ball. I think he does leave that ball sometimes. Sometimes he drives it for 4. Sometimes he blocks it. I think it's intent. His feet. He's always had good feet. So getting himself closer to the ball to be able to defend it, drive it, or let it go. I think that's all Virat needs to do. I think a lot of the times we talk about, we've all got weaknesses or deficiencies, but Virat's got a lot of strengths as well. One of his strengths is bat on ball. He's always especially starting his innings, hitting the ball. That gives him confidence, that gets him into the game, good runner between the wickets. I think it's as simple as sharper feet, head closer to the ball, foot closer to the ball, and then if he gets there and it's too wide, he'll let that ball go. The other thing as well that I think we have to remember, tough batting conditions in Australia this summer. Seaming wickets, coming out to bat early against the new ball. Not many batters found it easy. So I think that's also got to be respected, that it was really hard batting conditions. I think Virat has a lot of cricket and a lot of runs left in him. If he's not in India's test team, in my opinion, there's only one team that misses out, and that's the Indian cricket team. I think if I was captain of that team, I would want him in that team for a lot longer.
Just one quick point on this. When we go to England, because Virat will play so much of white ball from now, Champions Trophy, IPL, the only option will be to go to England straight after IPL. You've got 4 weeks. Play for India A, maybe against England Lions, or ask for some games. BCCI can easily set up some games. Would you want him to do that? Play red ball cricket, get into groove, then play England?
I think the balance is what's important. India plays so much cricket. He's got to play Champions Trophy. He's got to play IPL. He's then got to be ready for the first test against England. It's physical and mental. You've got to be able to look after both. So you can't play every single game and expect him to be mentally fresh for the first test. So I think the balance is important. I think the communication between Virat, captain, coach, selectors, Indian Cricket Board, I think together you need to work out what Indian cricket needs, what's best for the team first, and then how can we get Virat feeling fresh, fit, healthy, and playing his best cricket. And Virat will know what to do. He's done it for 12 years, 15 years. This guy is a once-in-a-lifetime player. I just think, like Sachin, India is a better team with Sachin Tendulkar in it, in any conditions in the world. India is a better cricket team in any format, in my opinion, with Virat Kohli in it.
The second question that I needed to ask you, Jasprit Bumrah. Everywhere I go, yes, India has lost the series. Whether it is a former star, Michael Clarke, whether it is a current cricketer, Usman Khwaja, whether it is a fan in a Cole's shop, anywhere I go, the aura of Bumrah. And a lot of people telling me that he's the best fast bowler to have come to the Australian shores in a long, long time. 32 wickets, leadership. Your thoughts on Jasprit Bumrah?
I think in the fast bowlers that have played all 3 formats, so I can't go back to bowlers that, Curtly Ambrose, Wasim Akram, Glenn McGrath, they didn't play 2020 cricket, one-day cricket and test cricket. So from the bowlers that have played all 3 formats, in my opinion, he's the greatest. Across all 3 formats, Bumrah is the greatest, in my opinion. Skillful, so intelligent, quick, angles in, can seam the ball back in, can swing the ball away. We didn't even get the chance to see Bumrah reverse swing. He's a genius with reverse swing, but conditions weren't conducive. This guy is, I hope, when I say the word freak, to me, I hope that makes sense. Like, it's unbelievable what this guy can do in all three formats. He's a freak. He's unbelievable. He's the best. He's the greatest to have ever played the game in all three formats, in my opinion.
I think that settles the debate as far as Virat Kohli and Jasprit Bumrah are concerned, coming from one of the greatest Australian captains and batters of our time. Jasprit Bumrah, how much India needs him in England is evident from what Michael Clarke just said. And as far as Virat Kohli is concerned, I think India needs to find that balance that he mentioned so that he gets a bit of red ball cricket. But as Michael said, India still will be a better team with Virat Kohli in it. Thank you very much for your time. And by the way, folks, watch the Beyond 23 podcast. We had a blast. We had a real blast for 35 odd minutes. I hope you enjoy.